Hey guys, we're back. This time we're going to be taking a look at the 7 and 8 player add-on XL pack for Mothership 2nd edition. And the box isn't much to look at because it's meant to be put into your main box, but the new massive box for the 2nd edition Mothership game. Everything's going to go in there, but we'll open this up and see what's in here. So I've already kind of sorted everything out here, but this pack is to add 2 new players to your games, gives you 2 new option colors, expands the game up to 8 players if you want to. A lot of it's really just for the extra colors, but if you have big gaming groups, this will make your games a lot more interesting. Of course, on the bottom. The first thing I want to look at here is the new game board. And this is a 6-fold board. With all new artwork. And it's dual-sided. I really do like this side with the green nebula. And one of the really neat features of the new board here is that the hexes actually go off the edge of the board so that you can take multiple boards and put them side by side. But yeah, they're on the seam, so you can put multiple boards side by side and expand your map even further, which is a really cool feature. So if you want to have some massive games on huge tables, otherwise you can use the Into the Vortex expansion and use the wormholes to jump between boards, but that's a really cool addition. You also get 2 new player boards, and these are the new thicker player boards that come with the 2nd edition, and they have little recessed holes for the cubes to sit in, so if these get bumped on the table, it doesn't shift all your stuff around. And you've got your ones for your power levels for the Mothership, your hit points for the Mothership, and your hit points for your colony station, as well as a little cheat sheet along the bottom here of what can do what, and how much it costs to do various things. Then we have the Mothership artwork on the back. But 2 new player boards for those 2 new players. Also got 2 new tech trees to go with the 2 new player boards. And these again are that thicker material. Much nicer in the 2nd edition. And they're pretty much the same, although some things have changed in wording on here, so make sure you pay attention to that if you're familiar with the first game, as well as the whole bottom new tech tree being added for the Guardian cannons. We got 2 new planets in here because you're going to need more resources with more players. You get a whole huge bag full of clear acrylic cubes. These are going to be used for the power levels on your Mothership, your hit points for both player boards, and for the tech trees. Then you have a big old bag of miniatures. So you get 7 new gray bases for your gray fleet. And you have a whole new fleet of models for the Gray faction, your colony station, and your Mothership. Two bombers. 3 fighters, and unfortunately one of my fighters has a broken wing, but I already contacted him and hopefully getting a replacement for that. And then 3 Guardian cannons, the new unit for the 2nd edition. Some of these models had a little bit of, you can see there's a little notch, had a little bit of like mold line things on it, need to be cleaned up a little bit, but nothing drastic. And you also get a victory point tracker in the color of the faction to go on the new victory track board. You also get 7 bases for our black faction. And then an entire fleet of black ships as well. The Mothership and colony station. 2 bombers. 3 fighters. And 3 Guardian cannons. As well as a victory point tracker for that faction as well. And just as a quick side note, the new silver color is more of an actual silver, where The old first edition one was kind of a gray with like a metallic speckle in it. And definitely likes the new silver better. Same with the black. The new black is more of just a flat black, where the old was kind of a gray metallic. You can really see the difference on the bases there. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but kind of like the old black better. But the new one is black, where this is more of a gray. So if you have the old one, or you've seen pictures of the old one, just keep in mind those are the ones you're going to get, the flat matte colors over the metallics. Like I said though, the silver does look cool. So that's a look at everything that comes in the 7 and 8 player add-on XL pack for Mothership. If you're planning on having larger games, just want the new color fleets or whatever, this is what you get in the pack. I do like the bigger map. Even for a 6-player count, the bigger map's more fun. It gives you more room to maneuver around. I think you can also buy extra boards. I'm not positive on that, but I want to get myself a second one of those to hook the two together and make a massive board for some really fun games. Other variants you can play as well are like team-based games, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, and so on. You can get up to 4 versus 4, or 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2, and that way you can use all of the fleets and all the ships together and have just some interesting variety there as well. We've also done a variant where we play with 1 colony station but 2 entire fleets of ships. So that's an interesting thing you can do too. Having more ships as options though opens up all sorts of interesting things for you. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our look at the XL expansion for Mothership. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.